Wow, Arsenal plotting a move for Khvicha Kvaratskhelia this summer transfer window. Yes, people, welcome back to another Arsenal transfer news video. As always, if you do not want to miss daily Arsenal transfer news vids, this is a place to be. Make sure you subscribe down below on my road to 4,000 subscribers, and importantly, hit the bell notification button so you never miss a future video on this channel. And let me know your thoughts in the comment section of Kvaratskhelia's potential move to Arsenal. First of all, I've absolutely butchered his name, so apologies. Second of all, let's get straight into the tweet brought today by Football Transfers. Exclusive. Arsenal plotting Kvaratskhelia move using relationship with former Spezia sporting director. Obviously, we signed Khvicha from Spezia in the January, so that's where the relationship comes from. Osimhen staying at Napoli boosts their potential chances, and the journalist reporting this is Steve, who's fairly reputable, obviously not on the David Ornstein and Fabrizio Romano levels, but he's made other claims that have turned out to be true regarding Arsenal Football Club. What are you guys' thoughts on this? For me, I think it's a long shot. I can't see Kvaratskhelia coming to Arsenal. I will say this though, fantastic player. Genuinely one of my favourite players in world football. I've got a shirt of him in the cupboard, or a Napoli shirt with Kvaratskhelia on the back. I love this kid to bits. I think he's a fantastic footballer. I've quoted him in previous videos about how good he is. I love how direct he is on the football, man. For me, the winger position is my favourite. My favourite position. When I have a kid, I'm going to make sure they're a winger. I love watching wingers play that, especially the ones that are direct and tricky. The problem is too many wingers are too slow. They make it into a skill fest like FIFA Street. Look at it like Sancho, for example, and Anthony. Beyblades, going around in circles, skills, Cruyff turns on the spot. No. Look at Kvaratskhelia. He's probably a 2-star skiller. You don't see the brother doing roulettes. You don't see him doing any elasticos. He doesn't need to. What does that brother do? All he does is step overs and body feints, and it's so effective. Same with players like Mitoma, for example, from Brighton. Step overs and body feints. Beat the defenders using agility. Watch the defender and then move opposite. Shift the ball. Use your body to manipulate. And he's so good at Kvaratskhelia. He's so efficient in that sense. Gets the ball and is direct. Receives the ball, runs. Receives the ball, runs. Shoots, passes. Makes things happen. And look, he was a massive part of Napoli winning the Scudetto last season. Deservedly so. Him and Osimhen were fantastic. A dynamic duo there. And it looks like both of them could potentially leave. It seems Osimhen could leave next season, next summer. If so, Arsenal should be interested. We should be on the lookout for a striker. And Osimhen will be a potential option. But at the same time, Kvaratskhelia on that left wing will be a fantastic player to bring in. I'd love to see it happen. Now, the reason I say it's a long shot, A, because it's an awful lot of money for him. He's a young player, Georgian international, absolutely fantastic player, but he's going to cost an awful lot of money. Secondly, do we really need a left winger? Let's be honest about it, we should more be targeting a right winger. If he was right wing, it'd be more believable. Don't get me wrong. For me, he'd start over Martinelli. Let's be real about it. I know Arsenal fans will say, no, why? If you watch Kvaratskhelia play, you will know why. The brother is elite. He's actually elite. So he would start over Martinelli for me. But then you've got Martinelli on the bench. You've got Trossard on the bench already as well. It's a bit too much. Then you look at the right wing position, it's Saka and no one. Saka and Reece Nelson. And even Reece Nelson playing out of position on that right wing. He's primarily a left winger. So you're looking for that sense, it doesn't make an awful lot of sense. So, look, the left wing market is absolutely stacked. It's so stacked. Rafael Leao, Kvaratskhelia as well there. And that's just from Serie A. So there's amazing ballers in that left wing. So there's so many worldwide that are available. But for me, I'm happy with the left wingers Arsenal got. I'm more looking at right wingers. And I don't think we should spend the amount of money that's been quoted for Kvaratskhelia, which would be 80 million at the very least, in my opinion. I think that would be better used. Save it till next summer and sign a proper striker for that type of money. Whether it is a Victor Osimhen, an Evan Ferguson, an Ivan Toney. Those are the type of players you should be targeting. A proper number 9 up there that can get you goals and be a complete striker that can impact the game in multiple facets. So yeah, massive fan of Kvaratskhelia. Of course, I'll be keeping up with his progress throughout his career. I'm a massive fan of the kid. Sees where he's up to. I'd love to see him at Arsenal, given that he's one of my favourite players in the world right now. But I understand the bigger picture. As Dil Baby says, the bigger picture, he's not the right player for Arsenal right now. In terms of the money we've got available. We've not got limited cash. Sorry, we've not got limitless cash. We're not exactly the Saudi Arabian clubs that can splash the dough on whoever we want. I understand that we've still got positions to fill. We need a striker, we need a right winger, and Kvaratskhelia at left wing. It's just that it just doesn't really make sense for me. So it's good that we're interested in these players. That's another good thing, because in previous seasons, Arsenal haven't exercised their right as a big club to chase these big players. We've been going for project players like Ben White, Ødegaard, Aaron Ramsdale. No disrespect, those players have been absolutely fantastic. But let's be honest about it. In their position at the time, were they top of the crop players? Were they, if you looked at centre attacking midfielders available, was Ødegaard number 1? If you looked at right back, centre backs available, was Ben White number 1? No. And that was obvious by the fact that we were the only clubs in for them. It was Arsenal negotiating with Brighton. It was Arsenal negotiating with Sheffield United. Arsenal negotiating with Real Madrid. We were the only club in for those players. When you want to sign the top players, the elite, the top of the echelons, the world-class proven players already, other clubs will be chasing them. Just like Declan Rice. It wasn't Arsenal against West Ham. It was Arsenal with Bayern Munich, with Man City, with Chelsea interested. And that's when you want to sign top players. That's what it's got to be. Now, fortunately, we've got Champions League football, so we can attract these top players. And it's no surprise to me that a lot of these top players would like to come to Arsenal and choose Arsenal over clubs like Bayern Munich and at times Man City, etc. That doesn't surprise me. So I like the fact Arsenal look at these top players like Kvaratskhelia, etc. But at the same time, you've got to understand that just because you can sign those players doesn't mean you should. It's like that old saying with James Bond, right? A license to kill also is a license not to kill. It's the same with Arsenal. Just because you can sign these top players, just because Kvaratskhelia would want to move to Arsenal, it doesn't mean that you should sign these players. Be smart with your money, be astute with your signings, be efficient. Identify where the money needs to be spent and spend it. That's the main thing. It looks like Arsenal could potentially be looking at Kudus and Raya. David Raya is a potential option to bring. I'd be very happy with that if we bring those two players. They'll cost about 80 million together, maybe 60, 70 if you negotiate well. And that means sales need to happen. And it looks like Arsenal could be getting sales over the line. I'm hearing Eddie Nketiah to Crystal Palace could happen. Of course, we're looking at Austin Trusty, who's gone to Sheffield United for 5 million. That's very ruthless, given he didn't really play a game for Arsenal. So yeah, we made 3.5 million profit on that one. Goodbye, Austin Trusty. I think we could have got a little bit more than 5 million, to be fair, especially to another Premier League club. But it's one of those things, we take the money. Cedric could be going. Nicolas Pepe could be going. That would be a contract, termination. Of course, we're hearing Lokonga to Burnley, reuniting with Vincent Kompany. That could potentially happen. So, look, Arsenal got an avenue to raise the funds. So, of course, sign these top players. But I think it's all about efficiency, right? Speed is the name of the game. Can we sell quickly? I've been a bit critical of Edu recently. He started to pick up the pace, to be fair to the lads. He started to sell players now. We're looking at these players potentially going. And once they get sold, then we can start to accelerate signing potential players. I think David Raya will happen first because player terms are already agreed and Arsenal are already in advanced talks with Brentford regarding the purchase of David Raya. Then after that, if Arsenal can sign one more player like a Kudus or an Elise, I'll be very satisfied with this window. And it sets us up perfectly for this season. And in the season after, the summer after, I want us to spend all of our dough on a top number 9 striker. That is it. Next summer, I don't care if it's the only player we sign, a top striker. That's what I want to see Arsenal bring in. Because I think we can survive this season without a top striker. Of course, we've heard breaking news that Gabriel Jesus could be out for 3 weeks now, which is a bit of a worry, given that we will be starting the season with Nketiah, Balogun, and maybe Trossard down the middle, which obviously isn't ideal, but we should survive given our opening games against Nottingham Forest, Crystal Palace, and Fulham. You never know, of course. No game should be taken lightly, and all games are worth 3 points in the Premier League, but still, we should be okay. But even so, I think that is the warning signs, if you ever want to see it, that Arsenal do need a top striker. I'm not saying sell Jesus, but have Jesus as a backup and bring the top strikers. Look at Man City, right? With Jesus in there, they did brilliantly. But as soon as Haaland came in and Jesus got sold, they went from a great elite team to a world-class, legacy-defining, remembered all-time great team. Would have won the treble in Haaland's first season. That is the difference between having a top striker. Do you get what I mean? So I'm all for spreading the load. I'm all for getting multiple players scoring. But at the end of the day, you still need a top striker in there. And I think Arsenal are lacking that. And whether that top striker comes this season or next season, I'm not too sure. But we do need one. That's the be-all and end-all. Even if Saka contributes 20 goals next season, which is my objective for Saka, I still do believe we need a top striker out there. But let's see what happens. Of course, the talk today is that Kvaratskhelia is plotted by Arsenal. We're looking at the player. We've got serious interest. I love the fact we're looking at these top players. But we must understand that he's not the type of player we should be going for. He's a left winger, which we've already got abundance of. We should be looking at right wingers instead. And we should be saving that type of money to spend on the top tier number 9. That's just my personal opinion on it. As always, I appreciate you guys all for tuning into this video. If you made it this far, drop a like down below so this video gets out to more people in the algorithm. Please do let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I'd absolutely love to hear it. What are your thoughts on the player? And also, what are your thoughts on Arsenal's potential move? As I said before, I think he's a bit of a long shot. I can't really see this one happening. But it was reported on the Daily News. So I thought I'd give a video on you guys because that is what this channel is about, delivering daily Arsenal transfer news. And if you do enjoy that, you have to subscribe down below on my road to 4,000 so you do not miss my daily Arsenal transfer news videos. I've been Rifle, I appreciate you guys all for tuning in and I hope to catch you all in my next one. Take care.